So you want to get some serious numbers onto your compound lifts. Well, if that's the case, you're going to need to know how to properly brace. And chances are you're either not doing it properly or you don't do it at all. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Unfortunately, most of the general population I've trained, or even some of the athletes that I've trained, have yet to be taught properly how to breathe during their strength-based exercises, or brace in this sense. Oftentimes what I hear is breathe out during the work and in during the opposite movement. Now this may sustain you for the lower intensity reps, but if you want to put some serious weight and increase the intensity of your repetitions, this ain't going to sustain you. Now the information out there is very wishy-washy sometimes. I've even been taught by other instructors that you want to breathe out during the work and you don't want to hold your breath. Come on now. So what you really want to do is you want to take a big breath and you want to hold it the entire time. And you can breathe when you're doing absolutely no work at all. So this would include either the top of your bench press, the top of your squat, bottom of your deadlift, bottom of the overhead press, stuff like that. But holding your breath isn't just good enough. So you want to take that big belly breath in, and then you want to tighten your core muscles as if you were about to take a punch. And then you're going to include your upper back tightness. So retract your scapula and bring it down. This is going to recruit your big lat muscles, which again is part of your core, and it's going to increase the amount of spinal stability. So the inclusion of all your core muscles along with that breath hold is going to create intra-abdominal pressure, which is going to keep your spine stable while you lift heavy shit. In the case where you can't hold intra-abdominal pressure, you may either want to lighten the load or start to train your core a little bit more, or there's a change in technique that you need to do. And for all of you out there who are about to say, oh, but my personal training cert said this, you gotta do this. You can't be holding your breath, it's dangerous. Man, here's some studies for your ass. A literature review by Hackett and Chow showed that for the most part, unless an individual is suffering from a history of heart and cardiovascular disease, the Valsalva maneuver, which is what I'm talking about, could assist in the trainer by protecting structures of the lower back through that intra-abdominal pressure and lower back injury risk. The Valsalva maneuver was found to increase blood pressure and intrathoracic pressure, but have no effects on the left ventricle wall stress or the functioning of it during submaximal and maximal lifts. Stroke volume would fall briefly, and thus heart rate would increase to compensate for that. And then it would have a post-strain overshoot where the heart rate would lower back down. These shifts would appear to have less fluctuations while resistant training as opposed to just undergoing the Valsalva without being under load. Another study found that the Valsalva maneuver can protect the body from cerebrovascular damage caused by hypertension induced by exercise affecting cerebral arterial blood velocity. Although some case studies have shown some temporary blinding, brain blackout, and eye hemorrhages. All in all, it's definitely recommended to slowly integrate lifting higher loads, or in Blazek et al. Study in 2019 recommends practice using Valsalva on less strenuous lifts such as the bench press or even during a rowing erg. And then once you've progressively adapted, you may move on to heavy squats, which show the highest intra-abdominal pressure, and deadlifts, which came to a close second. Now go out there and get some serious results. And if you like the information that I'm showing you, share the video, like it, do whatever you can. I ain't getting paid for this. This is just me trying to teach y'all how to lift better. Because God knows I needed this shit when I first started, and I still kind of do.